So as I was watching the game live yesterday, I started to think to myself, Jackson Dart kind of looks like Jalen Hurts. That's kind of how he's playing in this game. And so, in order to do that, I wanted to dive deep into SumerBrain and get a sense of if that is real because SumerBrain allows us to dive super deeply into this. So, let's go ahead and pull up SumerBrain here and give a sense of how this can be investigated. This is a pretty deep query, so I already had it set up, but let's go ahead and fire it off and get a sense of what's going on here. So, as I was watching the 2025 Week 6, as I said, felt like Dart started to look like Jalen Hurts. As a result, I wanted to break down how the players have been managing their dropbacks because we view this as a quarterback stat. And that is defined statistically as a play that results in a sack, a scramble, or a passing attempt. So I wanted to aggregate the following statistics across Jalen Hurts' career and Jackson Dart's thus far short career. Sack rate, sacks divided by sacks, scrambles, passing attempts. Scramble rate, sacks, scrambles, passing attempts, etc. Passing attempts. And I wanted to compare and contrast in a table with the above columns in two rows, Jackson Dart and Jalen Hurts. Here's what comes back. Basically, we have found that they have a very similar sack rate, but thus far, Jackson Dart has a much higher scramble rate. Now, obviously, Jalen Hurts has played most of his career with extremely talented wide receivers. Malik Neighbors is missing for Jackson Dart, his number one option. So maybe that's why this passing attempt rate has gone a little bit low. But given the dolphin dive that we saw from Jackson Dart, we probably want to start seeing that scramble rate go down a bit. SumerBrain gives us a little bit of analysis here. But what really was interesting to me, especially because I then remembered, oh, yeah, Jackson Dart took a lot of inspiration from Jalen Hurts, was to go back to our NFL draft guide and look at where this really is. So the key figure here is going to be this sack rate and the scramble rate from Jalen Hurts, both around 7%, 8%. You go look at the NFL draft guide. Obviously going to be a little different, but that scramble rate was a lot lower, 9% for Jackson Dart and 5%. So if you really kind of figure it out for the NFL and NFL style offenses, you'd expect this to go down a little bit. You expect the sack rate to go up a little bit. So I'm wondering if in future weeks, we won't see the scramble rate settle in more around 9% as Jackson Dart really continues to take inspiration from Jalen Hurts, like he said in his draft journey. And we start to see this scramble rate crawl down. I think Brian Daboll would like that. I think it would force him to not go to the blue tent as much. And I think Jackson Dart could really start ascending as a passer if we start seeing this attempt rate go up.